no money? That's an asshole. It wasn't a phase.
Hello everybody, welcome back to the Senior Citizen Podcast, and today we are here with Passion Company.
Hello.
This is a very passionate company.
Oh yes, passion runs deep in these veins.
Tell me a little bit about how you guys got started. What made you get this group together?
We started technically in 2022, and it all started with me when I moved back here from Boston in 2022. I just wanted to play. I was playing like acoustic gigs as a solo artist, and I wanted one full band show. And I got some people together. At that point, I only knew Ian and Caleb. Caleb and I, we've known each other for like years, and Ian I just met in 2022. So I'm like, oh guys, I have this show coming up. I think it was in Beat Culture.
By the airport,
this little brewery. And it was just like Polina Pashchenko. It was just like a little solo project that I was doing kind of for fun at the time. And then we just turned into a band after that show, because I think the show went so well and we sounded so good as a full band, and all the songs sounded so great that it was just us three in the beginning. We had a couple of guitar players come and go, and then we met Danny.
The star of the show.
Yeah.
I'm humble. Thank you.
At one of the shows, and that's been like the main,
Conglomerate.
Since, I don't know, maybe like a year and a half ago is when we met.
I would say so, yeah.
About that? Yeah, about that.
Okay.
Yeah, and then it became Passion Company, which it was actually Ian's idea. But did you ever pick up on why we might be called that?
No, I was about to ask, why'd you pick that name?
So I'll take this one. So her name is Polina Pashchenko. Pashenko.
Which in Russian
Pashenko.
sounds like Pashenko, which is very close to Passion Co.
Oh,
Passion Company.
Passion Company.
right. It's just a cool band name on top of it too. Like, it's not like, I
It
don't
all
know.
worked out.
It fits the vibe. Right before we started, I'm like, you guys are cohesive looking. Like, maybe it's not even a looks thing, it's like a wavelength thing. Like,
Yeah.
we're just chill.
Pretty chill.
Yeah, but how did everybody get into their respective instruments, into music? We'll start with Caleb, because he hasn't said anything.
I've been playing music for a long time. My dad's a musician. So, growing up with that in my life, I was drawn to drums. I've been playing since I was very young. But I really got into it in like high school, middle school, high school. I played with a bunch of bands doing that. And and so I've just continued playing. I play in a bunch of bands currently. And I've known Paulina. I also play in a lot of other bands with these two great guys. So, it's a lot of fun. I love doing it. Hopefully it'll pay my bills one day.
Right.
That's the goal. That's the goal.
So, knowing that you play drums for a lot of bands, how do you feel about one band that's hogging two drummers?
One band that's hogging two drummers.
Yeah, so they played a show and they had them like switch between songs.
Okay, so actually, yeah. So,
He's forming a union right now.
Well.
We went on tour with the Floridians and Clean Cut, and we did the East Coast Love Affair. It was great. It was an amazing tour. And the original drummer, Jake, for that band came on tour, and we had to share and swap sets, and but we made it work, and it was awesome. Like, it depends on the people you're playing with, and how cool the other person, or how well they meld together.
Right.
And it worked out. Me and Jake had a great time. We didn't mind sharing. He wanted to play certain gigs, I wanted to play certain gigs. All worked out.
And some gigs that would play together.
Yeah.
Right.
On two drummers at once. Like King Gizzard, Allman Brothers style. It was awesome. It was cool.
It's a drum show at that point.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah. So I don't. It depends on the people.
Knowing there's a shortage of drummers out there, so many bands are looking for a drummer.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. I guess there's a shortage. I haven't noticed but I guess I should, because I'm in so many bands.
Right. You should, yeah. And there's a reason you're in so many bands. No, I'm kidding. I'm sure you're an amazing drummer.
But yeah, I guess I just messed up in that case. Just supplying the name.
Right.
So,
Capitalism.
Capitalism.
Danny.
Drummers are way up, guys. When
My drum stock just went up.
When I think about it, musicianship is kind of something that started really early with me. At least I had like a big passion for like oldies when I was a little kid. I mean, my mom was born in the 50s, so I was listening to a lot of 60s and 70s music growing up. And on the opposite end of the spectrum, I was also just like sitting on like video game pause screens and like being obsessed with the little loops that was there. But specifically instrumental like musicianship started when I was like obsessed with my oldest brother, like being in like punk bands and like hardcore like bands and stuff like that. He got me my first guitar when I was 10. I didn't know what the hell I was doing. I was just kind of like strumming with like distortion on. Like, yeah, yeah. And
Doing a thing.
Yeah, and I started taking guitar classes in like middle school. Shout out Rockway Middle School, Ruben Gearman. That guy's a legend. He's super cool. He let me play like his like vintage 70s Les Paul when I was like 12. That was the most fire thing ever. But it all started with just that sort of personal interest in music and like my family just really being supportive with that interest in music, even though sometimes when I was like being noisy on the guitar, I'd be like, shut the hell up, make too much noise. It was always a really fun like sort of back and forth, but then like they always like bought me gear and like amps and things like that. And pedals, let's not talk about pedals.
Don't get them started.
No, how many pedals you got?
Oh God, you've done it now.
There's
It's over.
There's currently 15 on the board right now, but
Why so many?
Why not?
well, at this point, I think
I know zero about music, so for me it's like
Like, what's the point? What does that one do?
exactly.
if
Exactly.
anything, it's just like another 50 pounds to look around. Why am I doing that? Well, I think Caleb kind of put it best. Like, I play in a lot of different bands, and so when you're playing in a lot of different bands, you require a lot of different tones and to kind of be a sort of tonal chameleon. So like there's some bands where, if I'm playing more psychedelic music, I'll lean into using my choruses, my flangers, and like the things that are like less distortion. But if I'm playing in an alternative rock band, I need my fuzzes, my distortions, my overdrives more so. And if I'm playing in my own music, I kind of make my craft sound like a synthesizer. I like jumping like way into like the far end of like making my guitar not sound like a guitar. So I love using pitch shifters and things that are kind of outside of the ordinary and like sustain pedals. It's honestly because I wanted excuses to make noises rather than play instruments,
So when you played that vintage Fender, you were still just making noise.
Yeah, like inspired
Feeling
totally
cool.
by like My Bloody Valentine and things like that. Like Kevin Shields, if you're out there, thank you.
No, I love that you mentioned that your brother got you that guitar, and I think that's something that like really influences us growing up if we have siblings. Like I always wanted to kind of fit in with my older brothers, and the oldest one is about 20 years older than me, so it was like, oh, he likes the Red Hot Chili Peppers, so I should like it too,
Yeah.
So that's the kind of like stuff that gateway,
of
it's like a gateway for us to get into that kind of music.
Totally.
Yeah.
Ian,
Hello.
your musical background.
My musical background. I always was a little theater boy. I loved the spotlight. Like even when I was young in like pre-K and kindergarten, elementary school, I was always in like the productions, and I remember, I think it was in first grade, they made me Rudolph in Rockin' Rudolph, the Christmas special, and they put a guitar in my hands, and
I just saw that was the highlight of your life at this point.
It was peak. It
Right.
was pretty peak.
Yeah.
And I was ripping a guitar. It was fake. It was made of cardboard, but still ripping nonetheless. Just running up and down that stage and like people cheering, and I was like, this is kind of cool. And then, I think it was in sixth grade. I picked up a bass for the first time, and I was like, this feels nice, And then I always loved music. My dad used to play Dark Side of the Moon to my mom's like pregnant belly with me in there, like by Pink Floyd. So I would be hearing like all this crazy psychedelic music in the womb. And
That's when you most absorb it.
Yeah. So it definitely absorbed for sure. And,
I don't even know if that's true. Like,
no,
there's so many things that are a myth now.
It
It's like
it has to make sense.
I'm pretty sure my mom says that.
Yeah.
I feel like when,
Yeah, it
going to
has
so many concerts.
the vibrations,
Yeah.
But yeah, so I started playing bass in sixth grade and like doing it in jazz band. I never really took it too seriously at the time. I was like, oh, this is just fun. I'm gonna play. And then my dad took me to Guitar Center. He's like, all right, let's get you a real bass. And he bought me like this really nice Fender Precision that I still use to this day. It's like 15 years old. And that kind of like changed the course of everything. I felt this like divine connection to my instrument, and I knew I had a purpose. And then I just got like obsessed with playing bass and guitar and drums and just music as a whole. And yeah, I just let it kind of carry me away, and I'm here.
Now you're here.
You know.
After the one attention whore moment in Rudolph.
Exactly. Yeah, I attribute it all to Blue Lakes Elementary, Rockin' Rudolph in December.
Someone has a video out there.
There's a photo. I actually have a printed out, what's it called, disposable camera photo somewhere that I gotta find.
Right.
And there's gotta be a video somewhere on some floppy disk probably, because at the time, you know, it was like.
Oh yeah, you would get the little floppy disk one. Yeah, I have like
20, this was like 20 years ago.
Yeah, yeah.
So.
I have like my second grade photo album on one of
Yeah,
those,
like a
and
floppy
with
disk. Not even a
frickin'
flash
magazine.
drive, a floppy disk, which is.
I have a CD for one and a floppy disk for another one.
Brilliant. Love
Yeah.
that. Love that.
Paulina?
Oof. This one just reminded me that like the whole music in the womb thing, that my mom gave birth to me right after watching her favorite artist show on like TV, because she obviously couldn't go to the concert. So I was born to her songs basically, and now she's my favorite artist too.
What artist is it?
It's a Russian artist named Zemfira, because I'm from Russia and I grew up in Moscow, and I don't know why or when I started doing music. It's just something I've been always doing as long as I can remember. I think it might have started with me seeing Cats on Russian Broadway for the first time, and then I got obsessed. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna be a musician now, and a cat lover.
Right.
But yeah, I just, music is something that I always say kind of esoterically chose me, because I never, even as a kid, never really liked to do anything else. And then my parents started seeing that too. Like I was in middle school already in Russia and kind of like skipping school just to go to my music studio. And thankfully they supported me in my decision to pursue it as a career. So we moved here to the States so I could do that. And here I went to like an art school, Miami Arts Charter, and then I went to Berkeley and I studied songwriting there, and then I came back here, and all I've been doing since I can remember is just writing songs and singing. I started as a vocalist and kind of picked up other instruments on the way, but to me, my love for music lays in being kind of a server to people, in a way of, you know, making my music be a soundtrack of their lives, or of their, like, some important moments in their life, and trying to help them hear themselves in my music, because that's the reason I listened to music growing up, and that's what was so special to me. So I just kind of wanted to be that for people when I grow up as well, and hopefully that's what I'm doing and trying to do now.
That's a beautiful purpose, because I think people do listen to music as sort of an escape, something to relate to. The fact that your mom gave birth right after, so I thought she actually went to the concert, because lately we've been hearing like a lot of concerts, like for example Carol G's concert, like some lady had to get ambulanced out because she was giving birth.
Oh my God.
And then she went to go see her at, like, the artist went to go see her at the hospital after the baby was born to make sure she was okay. Adorable. That's how I want to come into this world, like
Right.
twerking it out to some kids.
Mom, you should have gone to the show.
Right?
Knowing Paulina, she's gonna be like pregnant on stage, and then like, you know, and then it's
Sorry,
like,
guys.
Hold on, let me finish this thought.
everyone will refund your tickets. I gotta go give birth. I'll be back.
The doula just walks on the stage.
Just break out the tub. Let's do it.
But what I wanted to ask, since you went to Berkeley, you had that formal songwriting training, what is like a tip, or what's the best thing that you learned that you got out of that whole education? Because I feel like some of us go to college sometimes and we're like, I could have done this without it, you know?
Could have I done it without Berkeley? I don't know, maybe. I definitely didn't go there as much for just the bachelor's as all the experience and all the knowledge I got from there. That was my main goal going into it. And I can geek a little bit and talk about probably the most important thing I learned at Berkeley, which is object writing and sense-bound writing is something that they teach us, like, for the most part, and they put a lot of emphasis on during our songwriting classes, is, first of all, picking an object, anything, you name it, anything, setting a timer, and writing just about that object, or like a story, anything you come up with based on that object using all of your senses. And besides our like hearing, sight, taste, smell, we also have kinetic. Sorry, my Russian accent.
Kinetic.
My Russian accent sometimes comes out when I'm a little nervous and I have to talk.
Oh, no worries.
I sing way better than I can talk. Yeah, a kinetic, and there's another one, basically like how you perceive the world in relationship to you, and how you perceive yourself in relationship to the world. And songbound writing is about using every single one of your senses to include in the story or to describe an object or anything that's related to it. That helped me just applying the showing, not telling in my songwriting so much, and I feel like that's a really cool tool you can use to just expand the colors of your writing.
Right. That's so cool.
Just me geeking a little bit.
No, and that's super cool. And thank you for that bit of information, because we do have a lot of artists that watch the podcast, because the same scene is the one that's supporting it. And you know, you mentioned you go to school for songwriting, and it's kind of like, how do you formally teach something like that? Because songwriting is something extremely vulnerable. So how do you structure it into these lectures and make it a course? And who's to say if you pass or fail on something creative? Like, it's also subjective, you know?
It is, but I'm also a vocal and a songwriting teacher right now, as on the side, and I always say to my, whether it's a voice student or even songwriting student, I feel like it applies to both. I believe that, for example, with singing, you can't teach anyone how to sing, because that's something that comes from the soul. If you want to sing, I think you're a singer already, but it's the technique behind it, and it's how to sound is what we can teach. And I think it applies to songwriting as well. It's, you can't teach anyone how to write your heart out, but you can teach them the technique that will make their writing effective in, you know, pulling the strings of like other people, your listeners, like emotional, you know, sides.
Right.
And it's a lot of like little technicalities and cool tricks that they teach you that you can use to kind of expand on that.
Super cool. No, that's a whole nother world that like I hadn't like thought about that concept. Since we're talking about songwriting, I want to know about the songwriting process for Passion Company as a whole, and everybody can go one by one, how they go in putting in their little 2 cents.
Which way we're starting with?
Whatever way you guys want to start.
Start over here last time.
I mean, okay, so, you know, well, for this group, it's
Out of my many groups, let me pull out the file.
He's like, where am I again? Where are you guys?
You must have a crazy looking Google Calendar.
yeah, yeah. It's kind of like that. But no, it's fun. It's very fun. No, it's because like usually it starts out for like the new stuff that we've been writing. It's, you know, one person plays a cool lick, whether it be Danny or Ian, and sometimes I'll be like, hey, keep playing that. Like they would stop playing, like, wait, play it again. And I'll hop on, I'll start playing, and then Ian will add something in, and then we'll change to another part. And it naturally develops and progresses, and it comes easily, and it's and then Paulina will, you know, throw some melodies on top of it, and eventually we'll get to the pizza pie, you know? And
The
we'll
pizza pie.
get to the pizza pie. And
Yeah, I feel like
And then he's like, that was a good sesh, guys. Got to go to my next episode.
joke's on him. We rehearse at his house, so
Oh.
bands come to him.
No, I feel like he would, like, I don't know about him, but I would trust you guys just leaving you at my house. I feel like
Oh,
you
yeah.
wouldn't touch anything,
No,
you wouldn't
for
break
sure.
anything.
We would just play Mario Kart, that's it.
Exactly. There'd be like
Right,
a
boys?
water or 2 missing from
Right,
the fridge.
boys?
Talk about Mario Kart.
We'll play Mario Kart, right, boys?
I want to talk about
I'm
it.
the king of Mario Kart in this band.
I don't know about that.
I've been getting better.
No.
There's elections every week.
Yeah, it's an ongoing cycle. Anyways, songwriting. So so like what Caleb said, you know, a lot of the times we'll be cooking up something, or we'll just be playing or noodling, and then a fun idea will come out. Other times we'll actually go, because all of us, you know, naturally will not write in our notes, but record a voice memo or old demos in our own time, and then we'll dig back into our archives and find something that we really want to expand upon. Like Paulina brought some great songs last rehearsal that we're going to build on. And being also that we're in multiple bands, like sometimes we'll just track demos without having a single band in mind. And, you know, like for example,
Which one fits better?
yeah, like I
Yeah.
wrote a song called Subatomic for my band, and then it kind of just got shelved, you know, and I have like a big glossary of demos, and then I remember I was showing Polina some demos. She's like, "What's that one? I like that one." And I was like, "Oh, that's just something I wrote for me, but I don't think I'm gonna use it." And she's like, "It's ours now." And I was like, "Okay." And then she took it, and then we all just ran with it, and we turned it into something way better than ever I could imagine that little demo being. After everybody put their flair on it, and it's going to be our next single after this new one coming out.
It's called Me For Me.
Yeah, that's called Me For Me. But
That's not a topic anymore.
Yeah, we'll talk about Me For Me on another.
Well,
another
at the time of this
podcast.
coming out, the single that is going to come out on May 8th will already be out because this is June,
Exactly.
about mid-June at this
Yeah,
point. So if you
yeah.
do want to talk about anything in the future, yeah.
Gotcha.
But as of right now, the single has not come out yet.
Not yet. Yeah, no. So May 8th. That's
Yes.
Yeah.
So what can you tell us about this May 8th single that you told me the name of right before this started and I already forgot?
Take it away, P.
There's a lot of things I could say about the song. It's not a very typical song, at least when it comes to lyrics. I feel like lyrics is something I can talk about mainly in this band because the guys do take that part of like instrumentation, and it's, you know, that's their part mostly, and I trust them with that. But with lyrics, I mean, we did all write it together, but I remember I brought in like a chorus that I wrote on our couch at home one day, and I brought it in. And this song is not, it's not a love song, it's not a breakup song, which I feel like is already kind of atypical for music out there in general. It deals with kind of like some topics of mental health. And at least to me personally, the song is about the feeling when you feel like the whole world kind of hates you, or everyone hates you, and or maybe you're insecure of what others might think of you, and you're also putting so much pressure on yourself to be a certain way and to do things a certain way, while at the same time you feel the weight of the world also putting that pressure on you. So it's about the feeling that, and also wanting to run away from that, where you don't want to exist in anyone's minds. You just kind of want to disappear, you know, into your own little world and basically be sheltered. And it's just the struggles of, you know, living through that experience. If anyone wants to add about the musical part of it.
Well, actually, when writing it, we did have a moment where when we were trying to finish off, I think one of like the last, was it the bridge or the last chorus?
Yeah.
It was the bridge, yeah.
It was the bridge. And I have whiteboards at my house. We like rolled out a whiteboard. We wrote, she gave us like, she's like, this is what I'm trying to say. And we couldn't find the words she couldn't find the words to say. So she's like, this is what I'm trying to say in the middle. And then we had like all these different sections of like synonyms and stuff like that, and we flipped the board around, and then we had the song ran out with just the blank part, and we just all worked together, like threw our ideas out, pitching in, and you just lay back on the couch, you know, just everyone's shouting out.
It was like the definition of
line by line.
yeah, it was like the definition of collaborative. You know?
Right.
Like it was kind of crazy how symbiotic that whole process was, and you know, like we really tried to like capture that lightning in a bottle and do that for future songs, but you know, it's like once you have that magic, like you don't want to let go of it because you know, and I feel like with where we're at as a band now, we're starting to write more in depth and like really looking towards the future and kind of looking to be on a fast track, you know, of writing songs, releasing them, playing big shows, like just going after like taking the scene by like storm, essentially. That's the plan. So, but yeah. Collaboration.
It's
That's a reference from a video game, by the way.
it's
It Takes Two. For anyone who's seen that.
No, I finished it.
Oh,
and
you played it?
Yeah,
It's in the book. Collaboration.
You know, when I looked it up online, it said that Jack Black was the voice of the book, and
No
I'm
way.
still so upset because it's not.
Oh man.
Yeah, when the credits roll at the end, it's not Jack Black, and I don't know why the
It's
internet
Antonio
says
Banderas.
that. It wasn't. It's an unknown person, and I was so heartbroken because I'm like, whoever did this deserves an award.
Well, that man is known to me now.
Right.
Like, he is
Dr. Hakeem, whoever you are.
Dr. Hakeem.
It's such a good game.
Sick reference.
Which, by the way, we do have eventually a song coming out named after a video game, and it's kind of about a video game too. We love video games.
Oh, Firewatch. I was like, what are we talking about?
Firewatch. It's a band.
We have a song called It Takes Two. We should.
You should.
We should.
It's a game called Firewatch. I love this game so much I got it tattooed on my arm.
Oh, that's very cool.
Zoom in on that.
No, that's so cool. I mean, the song that you're opening up the gates with, because I mean, even though you guys were established in 2022 as us, it's taken a little bit to get that music out, and I think it's about getting it in the right moment and opening up the doors with this song. That's something so vulnerable, but it has a piece of everyone. Is just very cool. Congratulations.
Thanks.
That whole session is like what you want that school project to end up working out like, but then you got like the one person that's not doing anything, and then it just fucks it up for everybody.
Totally.
But I'm glad that you guys were able to work together and get something so nice put together for the public, and I can't wait to hear it. At this moment, that song will be out, so make sure to go and stream it if you have not yet. But going back to everybody's backgrounds, did anybody have a scene, emo phase? I feel like it. Ooh. Okay, we got. Who wants to go first? Danny.
I think I'm the only one that didn't.
Oh, you did.
Bro.
I liked the All American Rejects for like
2
a
minutes.
month, and that was it. Still like them, but. Yeah.
Well, like I feel like at this point, like if there's people who have known me for a really long time, they like look at me surprised and be like, "Oh my God, you look exactly how you did in middle school." So it's like,
You had that beard in middle school.
I did have a little bit of the facial hair.
Right.
Drank too much milk, bro. Anyway, yeah, like I was just like super into like the emo bands at the time and the pop punk bands, and like now I'm like teaching that music at School of Rock too. So it's like going through that phase over again, and also like seeing kids like being super passionate about that music too. I don't know. I'd say I never really grown out of it because I still like a lot of my like stylings to this day for like, oh, those are your chanclas. I'm like, what's going on? A lot of my musical stylings to this day borrows a lot of like chord and sort of like musical theory philosophy from those like emo bands. Like I'm playing shapes similar to them and like writing like sort of heavy stuff and making it loud and distorted, but then going to like the really pretty chords that are clean afterwards. So it's, you know, the emo phase hasn't ended yet. You know,
Right.
to say it.
We're still there. We're
Yeah.
all just like,
Endless.
Full circle.
it's not even a circle. We just stayed, we're a dot. We stayed at that one place. Just kind of trailed off to something else and then came back to it.
Exactly.
But yeah, no, that's super cool that you teach at School of Rock. There's
Yeah,
a lot of kids that come by here that were part of School of Rock, and they have great backgrounds musically, and they're doing amazing things. So it's cool to see a teacher. I haven't had a teacher on here yet.
Actually, I work at the one right down the road from here too. That's
Really?
Yeah.
3 teachers. You don't teach, right?
No.
3
Oh,
teachers.
you teach it there?
Caleb teaches me every day.
When was School of Music?
Yeah,
When was School of Music and Guitar Center and School of Rock?
Wow.
Yeah, I'm an ex-School of Rock teacher.
And,
Yeah,
yeah.
I love teaching there, but you know, I just wanted to broaden my horizons. I actually teach at Guitar Center and Winwood School of Music. Yeah,
Super cool.
so
Yeah.
we're educators.
We're educators.
We're gonna start
I trust you guys. I would give my child, that's a cat, to you guys to
Terrible
teach her
idea.
music. Right.
Give the
yeah.
cat to her, but child. Yeah,
No, this is the best cat owner I've ever seen in my life.
Oh no, it's insane. It's
I
insane.
saved
She-
my cat from
Made
dying.
made to be a
she's,
cat mom.
Her
I
dad eats
congratulate you.
better than most people.
Yeah.
I know, and I messaged
Cat
her,
nutrition.
and I was like, my cat will not eat wet food for shit. Like,
I'm like, here's every single
yeah,
resource
she's
you
like,
can
try doing this and try doing that and which I haven't, by the way, but
We'll get there.
we'll get there
Hire me as a
eventually.
cat nanny. I'll do the work for you. If I couldn't be a musician, I realized this year after owning Miso, my beloved cat, that I would probably become a feline nutritionist. It's such like
should.
it's such a passion of mine. But it's such
But
a
we're not gonna
separate thing.
We're not gonna call it feline nutrition. We're gonna call it holistic vet
Yes.
Holistic vet.
to get a better paycheck.
That's smart.
And I trust you with my cat. That says a lot because I travel with my cat. I do not leave her anywhere.
Love that.
Yeah.
Miso went to the park the other day.
Hated it.
Yeah, that's gonna be like that. She goes in the car, and then whenever my boyfriend brakes too hard, she's like, and it's like she hates your driving.
She said it not me.
Right, exactly. Like that was the complaint. But emo phases.
Yes. Well, mine's
Yes.
emo phase. Yeah, no, I was into, well, I guess, what, fifth grade, 6th grade, 7th, middle school, that whole era. Super into metal, My Chemical Romance. I played in a emo-ish rock band in middle school, all original music. And I'm still friends with all those guys today, love them very much. Check out Summer Blizzard. Yeah, no, I had a big emo phase. I mean, I used to have my hair down, like long hair, all black, always. A lot of My Chemical Romance. I mean, Fall Out Boy, all the pop punk. I mean, it was time of my life, really.
Yeah, and I don't know about you, but like seeing bands like Fall Out Boy today and how they've grown and matured and how it's like I can still bump to this. Like this is
I
amazing.
went to the Green Day, the Fall Out Boy, and Weezer show. I think like a year
Hella
or two
Mega.
ago. Yeah.
Hella Mega Tour.
This
Wow.
band loves
It
Weezer.
was great.
We love Weezer here at Fashion Company.
Yes, we do.
I'm
Hi,
gonna
Brian
send
Bell.
I'm gonna send you guys a video that this guy made about why Weezer sucks.
Oh, I need to hear it.
It's very comedic. It's very
That's the
comedic.
best.
I mean, I'm not a big Weezer fan, but I did find it makes sense,
You
I
gotta
guess.
go through a small Weezer phase. Everyone's gone through it.
I've heard.
I did, but it stopped at Beverly Hills. Like that was.
Great, yeah.
I've
You
heard-
just hit the bangers. You don't have to like go through.
Yeah, I think I've heard Buddy Holly enough for 7 lifetimes, so I'm alright. I'm alright for that one. But, you know.
I mean,
You played in a lot of bands too since you were younger.
Yes.
Were you more Broward based or Miami based?
I have been South Beach based most of my life.
Beach
Beach?
baby.
Beach baby. Yeah, I went to Beach High. I graduated a high tide. I was in rock ensemble and jazz band.
Oh, okay. No, just wondering because a lot of bands, like a lot of people that were younger in bands, they played at like the Talent Farm and stuff back in the day in Pembroke Pines.
Legendary, bro. Dude.
Finally talking to people old
Kevin
enough.
Burns. Wherever you are, Kevin Burns, thank you for that. And Grand Central.
Oh my
Oh,
god, I
Grand
missed
Central.
Grand Central?
Wow.
Yeah, so Grand Central was basically, it was kind of like a Talent Farm type vibe. It was in downtown. It was near
It was at the train station?
yeah, it was by the train station,
Yeah.
and it was an incredible venue. It was like,
Oh.
if you ever been to the Culture Room or Revolution Live,
Yeah.
same vibe,
Wow.
like, but in Miami, and it was
Yeah.
so
Downtown.
sick, yeah. And now we're just
Yeah.
patiently awaiting the return of Las Rosas. So,
Keep waiting.
well,
Their third
we can't
spaces.
say much, but we know things. So.
We're gonna say more off camera because I'm nosy. Yeah, no, Talent Farm that's where I grew up. I didn't grow up in Miami. I went to college in Miami, so I had no idea about Grand Central, but I'm glad to
Yeah.
hear that. But I just spent my whole day talking to like a lot of younger bands that are like, we gotta play like house shows and rent a clubhouse, and it's like there's nowhere for these bands to play.
Yeah.
And back in the day, that wasn't
But I
that
mean,
an
that's
issue.
how you get your start, though. Like, even with an abundance of venues, when I was starting off in the scene, like when I was like 15, 16, there was a ton of places to play at. But like, there was something so charming about just putting like everyone just coming together. All right, you get the PA, you get the amps, you get everything, and then we would just set up a stage.
Right.
Like, one of my most favorite memories was there was like a bunch of punk bands that were playing in Kendall and like Debonair. And it was at this girl Stacy's house, and they would set up the stage inside her screened-in patio. But they had no idea how big this show was gonna get. They sold like over 200 like tickets at the door, and this band Sedgwick, who were like amazing. They were like a punk rock band, and the singer Vinny, like inside the screened-in patio, they started playing one of their songs, pulls out an American flag, lights it on fire, and then like the mosh pit broke out. I got thrown through a screen door, and like it was like some girl got kicked in the head from somebody else. It was nuts. But like
Did you write the Wonder Years song, Passing Through a Screen Door?
no, but I should. But you know, like but no, it was absolutely insane, and like that energy in those shows was kind of like unmatched. You
Yeah.
know, but then again, you go from that, you kind of like pay your dues. You start the house shows, then you get to like the smaller venues, and like I guess now would be quantified as like Sandbox and stuff like that. And
Before
then
it was like Churchill.
yeah, you pay your
And
dues at
Churchill's closing was.
I know that was a big blow for all of us. Rest in peace, Churchill's. but yeah, and now like there is limited venues, but I think it's definitely more inclusive of everyone, which I think is cool. Back then it was kind of very like
Clicky.
you need to know this person, or you're not playing at our spot.
Yeah.
You know?
Like when I used to play with Foom, it was that way. Like
Yeah.
in the early stages of Foom, we had to rent out a dance studio
Mhm.
ourselves and throw our own show, and charge at the door and make our money back.
Yeah.
And pay for it,
Because venues were being so strict, and it was just talent buyers, and then I think honestly what changed a lot of that was Las Rosas. When Las Rosas opened, they were open to every band playing there, and it would be like a free show. You would just show up and watch the band, and the venue would take care of the bands, and it would just be an incredible show. Then other venues started to follow suit, like Gramps became more inclusive, Naomi's Garden, the Anderson,
It was like the Helmet One's doing that.
Helmet One, yeah, that's a new one that's popping up. That's really like on the rise, and we're actually
Check it
playing there.
That's
Yep.
where we're playing.
Yeah, Helmet One, May 22nd with.
It's already out,
the
already
Wax-
passed. Great show.
23rd with the Waxworms.
But we played there.
We played there. Yeah, we played there a few weeks ago. And you were
Fantastic
there.
show. If you missed out, you missed out.
Yeah, we
Um,
still love you though.
But yeah, no, the the venue situation's rough for the 15-year-olds right now, as far as I'm concerned.
Oh yeah,
But
for the
Oh, yeah.
youngins.
that's what I'm saying. I'm talking like
What is
15,
it?
16-year-olds.
It's like tea and poets.
House
That's like
shows.
the-
Yeah, house shows and tea and poets.
Underground's coffee house. That the
yeah.
floor is gonna break through one of these
Yeah.
Oh
days.
my
if-
god.
Tough times, yeah.
No, tough times. You have to be 21.
Oh my
You-
goodness. Oh.
You know you can't jump anymore at Underground.
That's I've been told. Yeah, I've never been to a show there. I
show.
used to go there for tater tots and to play board games. I had no
Oh my
idea it was a venue at
goodness.
this day and
That's
age.
so wild. But yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, like, honestly, I feel like it comes in waves. Like, I feel like there will be a resurgence where venues just start popping up out of the woodworks. You
Yeah.
know? And it's just Miami. It's such an expensive place.
Very
so, like,
expensive.
renting a spot is damn near impossible. But,
Yeah, it's hard.
you know, at the same time, we
We're
make it
hopeful.
work. Yeah, we're hopeful. We make it work.
Parking lot shows. I think
Yeah.
just last night another band was doing a parking lot show. I think it was
Oh,
Camp
sure.
Blue, Beach Mirage, and I forget the third.
Camp Blue's
It's
great. I
wild.
like Camp Blue. Yeah.
Since you're talking, talk about your emo phase.
My emo phase?
Yeah.
Oh.
Non-existent.
Oh, yeah, you-
So I was a little hippie boy. Like
I had a
I
different face.
yeah, no, I straight up was like, or while everyone was like, you know, painting their nails and getting their bangs, I was just like, dude, I'm just gonna listen to Zeppelin. You know, like if you look at any like 70s movie, like about the 70s, like Dazed and Confused, Fast Times, like I was one of them. You
Okay.
know, like I definitely was super into there. Although there was one like 3-month span where I exclusively listened to Korn, and that was it. Like exclusively. It was very weird. It was a very weird time. And then I went back to like Pink Floyd and Zeppelin and you know whoever, Allman Brothers. But
Who hurt you?
Right?
right, like
No, and I have a weird gut feeling, and no offense, but I feel like back in the day you were probably an elitist about it.
oh totally.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah,
I was like, you
see?
guys are all on your wave and I'm on mine. you know?
Exactly.
But
Yeah,
no,
which
now-
is totally anti-hippie.
Yeah,
Like-
well, which is funny because now I look back on
Thank
it. I look back on it and I was like, damn, I totally missed out.
Yeah.
You know, like, because I'm teaching what's it called Thanks for the Memories and Dirty Little Secret, like on drums, and I'm like, damn, this would have hit so hard when I was 12. But
To
it's,
show him Paramore.
yeah, she got me to Paramore, and, you know, which was insane. Like I always thought Paramore, I was like, Haley Williams, whatever, she's cool. And now I'm like the biggest Paramore stan.
Paramore's the shit, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Business,
man.
Misery Business when it came out.
Ms.
and you were
Biz.
like,
Iconic.
Dude,
It was on
yeah.
MTV videos.
Yeah.
The chicken cutlet scene and everything. Yeah.
Yep.
You know exactly what I'm talking about.
I am
I lived it, bro. That was amazing.
I am definitely a Paramore. Like that is me. I love Paramore.
You're a
And-
bandwagoner.
Well,
Damn, you're
Well,
a poser.
You're
whatever.
not fueled by ramen.
I'm not fueled. I will never be fueled by ramen. Maybe one day.
Your emo phase?
Dude, I'm a little bit younger than these guys, so I feel like my emo phases, I think I had two.
Phases.
Phases.
Whoa.
Happened at all the
Slow
wrong
down there.
times.
All the wrong times.
Because, well, I first even got introduced to the scene maybe when I was 8 years old, which was like 2008, peak emo, right? But I was 8. It was my first time coming to the States, like traveling. And at the time, my cousin already lived here, and she was a little bit older than me, so she showed me like all the bands. She showed me what Hot Topic was. Oh my god, half of my luggage coming back to like from the trip was just like Hot Topic stuff that I bought.
I love that.
And tried to like wear to my very preppy private school in Russia, and like got in trouble every day for it, like for little like hair clips with like
Little
you know,
bows with the
blue-
color hair. Yeah.
exactly. Oh my god. And then, you know, I just like got into the bands. I wasn't really, you know, my looks didn't reflect me like trying to
Closeted emo.
Closeted emo, yeah. My looks definitely didn't reflect it, but I just got into like all the emo bands already. Like it was like 2011, 2012, 2013. 2013 is when I moved here. So Paramore has been like my favorite band in the whole world and still is. Yeah, I used to listen to Fall Out Boy, Panic at the Disco all the time. And then I moved here and again, wasn't really like a part of any scene. But then I feel like when it started coming back a couple years ago, like 2021, I feel like was the peak of like emo coming back. That's
Resurgence.
I went kind of like I leaned in more into
Yeah,
the
you trust
style.
falled into it.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
dyed my hair pink.
Ooh.
Yeah, and that's when we met. I was going through like my little phase that it was kind of like a, you know, rebellion for, I don't know, maybe against a secret rebellion towards my parents, like because I didn't have the opportunity to like be an emo younger. So I was like, I'm 22 and I'm gonna like have pink hair now and like
Essentially,
have panda eyes. And
essentially, we're at Los Rosas every night.
every night, every single night.
That should tell you everything.
Yeah. And then I kind of, you know, I calmed down a little
You
bit.
toned it down, became a cat mom, called it a day.
But hey,
Then
I-
Pine Grove came into play.
Oh man.
And I was gonna add, I think also what explains our like 2-year gap between like starting the band and not just now releasing the music. We took a lot of time and it took a lot of trial and error to find our sound sonically, because we started as like an emo rock band, kinda leaning more into that direction, and then it was just kind of like alternative. We would like cover Paramore too, and then I showed the guys Pine Grove, which is another one of my favorite bands, and it's
First
just
one
like
was Jet Lag.
yeah,
Was that the first cover
on
we
Jet
did?
That
Lag.
was the
Like,
first cover.
mhm.
cover.
Pine Grove is not super known. I feel like, do you know the band? No?
I feel like I've heard of it, but I haven't actually listened.
Me too.
The Pine Grove Shuffle.
So
yeah.
the Pine Grove Shuffle, the people were doing.
Familiar with the-
I'm
that-
out,
that, like,
nothing
dun,
here to
dun,
care
dun.
about.
You never see that?
We'll all do the Pine Grove Shuffle.
It's a-
Yeah, and Pine Grove, incredible songwriters too. They're more like indie folk, I would say, like more acoustic. And so we leaned into that, and then I guess with Shelter being one of those first songs that we wrote together as a band from start to finish, we were able to find a sound that combined kind of a little bit of everything. Like it's a little bit emo, there's definitely an alternative rock side to it, but also there's an acoustic guitar in the song. The lyrics are very poetic, something you would hear in like a more folky song. And that's, I feel like just now all of our influences and our personal musical taste started combining into one, and I feel like just now we finally were able to round out our sound that is Passion Company now.
Yeah, that's interesting, because like a lot of bands will be finding that sound out and open. Like they'll release stuff and they'll do stuff, but I'm the same way. Like I don't like releasing something unless it's the version that I want it to be, logo-wise, branding-wise, whatever.
Yeah.
Like I don't like switching back and forth, because then you lose your identity. So I love that you guys were cooking, simmering. Yeah, I gotta let them
Let's
cook.
cook.
And we're ready to see Passion Company in its best shape and form and what we were supposed to see it in.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Make sure home is okay before we ask the people how if it's okay.
Exactly. All right, you guys, you have an option. You can either do relationship advice or the ick list, where I give you a list of icks and you tell me if it's a green, beige, or red flag. You have a couple moments to decide while I pull out my phone.
Damn. What do you guys want to do? I don't want to do relationship advice.
with
The ick sounds fun,
Ick
but
list.
also like we do. A fun fact about us is that we're a couple, so you know having a couple dynamic while also being in a band is
That's
something that's like very challenging sometimes. But, you know,
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
But it's great. It's great. It definitely. It's you know it's a very
No, we're not.
special. Yeah, you guys. They can't know. They can't know. But yeah, no. It's definitely challenging, but like it just makes things a lot more rewarding in the end when
Right.
you really do something together. You
Yeah.
know? So
But I think we'll do the ick. Yeah.
no, let's do the
Ick
ick
list.
list.
Yeah.
Ick list? Okay.
Yeah.
How many do we have to name?
Huh?
Just one ick.
No,
Just
there's a
one?
couple.
No, there's icks.
There's a couple of
and-
icks.
We have to see if it's red, beige, or green flag.
It's something that like you could sort of be okay with, or just not. Or like,
Oh,
yeah.
I gotcha.
All right.
Oh, you guys are not on TikTok. That's right. I'm like, I know exactly.
Right,
what this is.
yeah.
So green flag,
Navy
green flag.
blue sheets.
Navy blue sheets,
And there's no explanation
beige.
given.
Yeah, beige.
What size is the bed?
This is the
Wait,
important.
size?
Not part
red.
of the sick.
Okay.
Just
Navy
navy
blue
blue
The
sheets.
fact that there are sheets.
Can I get thread
Sounds
count?
beige.
Can I get a thread count? I'm going beige.
It's like burgundy
Beige.
beige.
Burgundy
It
beige.
just
like
gives
a-
me the feeling that they haven't washed them in a long time.
Yeah. But you never know. You know, maybe someone just
You can
likes
check that.
the
though.
navy
Small
color.
sheets.
It depends on the other like interior design choices.
Right.
Yeah.
Excessive punctuation in text.
Oh, red. Big red. I hate that.
Beige.
I do that.
I hate that. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
Let people text however they want to
That
text.
depends on the
Yeah.
person. If that's how you always text me, alright, it's fine.
It's like a different story if they're like starting to do the punctuation after a while because like they're being passive aggressive. So it's a beige flag.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I mean.
Oh, but okay, so the explanation for this is like exclamation point, like too many exclamation points and stuff.
It could be
like
cute.
just
I'll
overly
go beige.
excited.
I feel like
I
that's
guess.
like
If they're
flirty.
excited, it's cute.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll retcon. I'm going beige.
Beige.
Yeah.
I hate beige. I hate the 3 dots all the time.
Oh,
What is
dot,
it?
dot, dot?
Dot,
Yeah.
dot, 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 dot.
Etc.
Danny?
Beige.
Beige?
Beige.
Okay.
Beige.
My boyfriend's the kind of person that texts like in formal sentences, so he will give you a period at the end of every
Like, hello,
sentence.
comma, I'm going to the store.
helps
Period.
to
Yes.
read.
Oh, hate
Yes.
that.
Last night his mom
too.
texted him and was like, I won at bingo, and he's like, that's great, period. And
Oh,
I'm like,
man. That's.
why are
It
you
just seems
like this?
Angry, you know, for some reason.
Right.
It's like, okay, I'll share my excitement with my cat.
Exactly.
Exploring autocorrect with a period. I don't know.
Duck, yeah.
Snapchat in the Instagram bio.
Oh, big red.
Red.
Big red.
That's just kind of awkward.
Red or your
It's like,
12?
might as well put your cash out there, too. Like,
I would respect Cash App on there.
well,
Give me
yeah.
money.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
fine.
But, you know.
Put it under like your link tree.
Yeah,
Right.
Yeah, Linktree's okay. Just clean up your profile. You know?
Doesn't tip.
This is so.
Oh, man.
This is gonna be a.
I wish my brother was here.
What's Lucian's stance? Oh, tell me off camera. I gotta know. Listen, if they don't tip, that's a red flag.
It's a red
In
flag.
general, it's a red flag, but I feel like sometimes there could be like maybe some exceptions. You go to the same coffee shop every day. I don't know.
Like tipping is very much an American culture thing. Too.
Yeah.
So it's
I'm
just
also
like,
European, so I'm just
Like
like.
if we're
"Ugh."
stacking a tip on top of an 18% gratuity, then
I went to a restaurant the other day that included the gratuity, and then when I got the little paper afterwards, it said if I wanted to leave a tip. And usually when they already include it, they do like 3% or 2%.
Yeah.
No, again,
Yeah.
18, 15,
out of their
20.
mind. Out of their mind.
I was like, yo, crazy, I'm not spending $80 on this meal.
No,
like, it was lunch.
It's hilarious. I feel like when I go into like a Starbucks and I ask for like a straw, they'll just like instinctively like flip the iPad around. It's like I'm like, no, I don't want to tip you for a straw. Like, thank you, but.
No, but in general, I feel like it's still a red flag. Like a person doesn't tip.
Yeah, no, just period doesn't tip, no. Yeah,
Yeah.
red flag.
Oh, if they period, just don't tip ever. That would be
Yeah.
bad.
That's,
I stopped the whole tipping when I go to a coffee shop and
Yeah.
whatnot again because
or
I'm
like
going
a
broke.
convenience store.
Yeah.
That's kind of like
Yeah.
Yeah,
question.
everywhere's asking for tips now. It's
Yep.
like-
Yeah.
It's like, why do I have to tip for my vape? I don't.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Like you did the bare minimum. Thank you.
The last one, you guys, they only have one pillow.
One pillow.
One pillow.
Is it more of a red flag if they only have one pillow or if they have like a bunch of pillows?
One pillow.
One pillow.
Like
Is it a
sometimes-
yellow
This is
pillow?
nice.
Sometimes excessive pillows.
Is it
I'm
the
like, you're
sacred yellow
lonely.
pillow?
It's
Social pills as well.
Listen,
Sorry.
I'm a princess. I need more than one pillow. I need
Okay.
ideally 3 pillows.
right.
For me
I have
alone.
like 7.
Two guy.
Two pillows. Yeah. Two pillows I feel like is
Respectable.
standard.
It's respectable,
I don't have
Well,
a backboard, so I have like 7 pillows.
but that's great.
Fair enough.
I used to be that guy.
And if it's like a queen or like a king, I feel like if 2 per person, you know, 4
Yeah.
so 4.
Yeah.
No, as a
Red
girl,
flag.
for me, that's a red flag.
One pillow.
Yeah, red flag.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a red flag.
Sorry, guys.
Yeah. Sorry.
Sorry to all the 1 pillars.
Go to Walmart.
The one pillars.
Out there.
Go to
You
Walmart
just
and
need
spend
one more.
$5, bro. Like,
There you go. Go to
Literally.
Goodwill.
Go
Get
ahead.
yourself some yellow pillows.
God, it is a pillow without
That's
jewel
gross.
stains.
Exactly.
All right, you guys, this is your shameless plug moment. Let that camera know everything they need to know about Passion Company.
Everything you need to know about us.
Yes.
Why are you looking at me?
Yeah, listen, Lisa.
Easy. May 8th.
He might promote the wrong band on accident at this point.
May 8th.
Promoting wise, yes.
May 8th. Shelter comes out. May 23rd.
already came out.
Yes, it already came
We
out.
already played the show.
Look out for Me for Me.
Me for Me, next single.
Next single.
Not sure when yet.
Hopefully
Soon.
before the end of the year.
And as we
Yeah,
love to say,
definitely.
we're your next favorite sad girl band.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Thank you guys so much for coming out. It was a super fun chat. Honestly, best of luck with everything. I can't wait to hear the singles. And you guys make sure to follow Passion Company Band and follow and subscribe to the Senior Citizen Podcast. And we'll see each other next week.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We'll see you in the pit.